Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Wayne Dyer's 101 Ways to Transform Your Life. Here we are with part 36, another absolutely fantastic principle. This is some of his best work in my opinion, this kind of principle. I'll just come right out with this principle. Principle 36 is talking all about, brains sometimes. So basically this principle is really diving into the idea of the past is the past, okay? So we naturally have this inclination that we should feel guilty or shameful or feel bad about the past. And he's really now stating beyond the guilt is stupid, we should let go of guilt, getting rid of guilt is just a thought away that we had as an earlier principle, to now in this one saying something slightly different, but really just kind of putting in the nail in the coffin on guilt here. And the idea of not feeling guilty really stems from just throwing guilt out of your life when you can accept that the past is the past. Whoever you were in the past is not who you are right now. So over time, we gain skills, okay? We're always gaining new skills, we're learning new things. But the way we integrate it is like we think that we always know that, basically. So if you learn a new math problem, you now know it like super well, okay? And then you look at an old test where you failed on that kind of math problem. You're like, why did I fail? Why did I do it badly? I should have done this, I should have done that. Because the mind is trying to rectify how you could have that information and still do badly. The truth is, at that point, you didn't have that information in many cases. So the things we know about people with relationships that fell apart, things we know about people with various situations, math problems, essays, tests, friendships, relationships, like with, just anybody, be they friendships, romantic relationships, be they work-related, whatever the case is, it really comes down to the past self did the best they could do, okay? Now, this can be applied to other people in terms of other people's those people are just doing the best they know how to do. Because your past self, that was a good person because that person got you to where you are right now. You could not be where you are right now without your past self having done and thought and, all those kind of things that they did. So love your past self. Don't judge them, because when you judge them, you're saying that, you're basically projecting this kind of air of judgment onto your future self as well. So you're really hindering your progress when you don't release the past, okay? Now, I may not be explaining that one super coherently at the moment, but the idea of it is really, really important. Because the past truly is the past. We can leave it all behind. We can leave it behind like the wake of the boat. It just dissipates and falls apart, okay? Now, there are other techniques and ways to fix the past. Either have a time machine or ways to work with your memory to be able to see things in a better light, like cognitive therapy can be a super useful one to re-examine this. This is particularly useful for depressed people to work with this kind of idea. But he's saying here a great technique that I've used personally to let go of the past, of seeing that your past self was a good person, okay? They did the best they could, and that's good. Now, your future self is going to do a great job, and they're going to do fine. So there's no need to judge your past self or to think you've, completely failed because they messed up on something. They did the best they could. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done something if they didn't think it was the right thing to do. So stop trying to rectify your past self with your present self. Your past self did the best they could do, and you as your present self are going to do the best you can do. When you can finally accept this, you can get a lot of guilt and shame and these negative emotions out of your life. And that's what we all want to do here. So that can really transform your life. And like all these principles, they really all have the potential to do that. This one is a huge one to me because I'm super against guilt and shame and blame and all that kind of stuff about your past self particularly. This is something I've found I've been incredibly successful at getting rid of this, so I know you guys can do it too. I recommend you try out some of this stuff, really study it, and get into this idea of letting go of the past, letting go of guilt, letting go of shame, and really transforming your life with that. Anyway, that's part 36. I will see you guys next time with part 37, so stay tuned.